welcome. I'm wandering off, and today I'm gonna go through some of the builds that I've created. Um, Titan Quest 2. This is early access, so right now we have prologue, chapter, and chapter available. So there's not a lot of content. For a playthrough, I would say for a single character it takes anywhere from 6 to 10 hours. As you can see, I've made quite a few characters. And so what I want to do is take the time and go through just looking at builds and discussing how I did it. We'll start off the top one, go down the list. The first one, Ashstalker. And as you can see, it is level 40. I went ahead and leveled this one all the way up to level 40. For gear, I haven't taken the time to gear it all the way to the level 40 gear yet. I do plan on trying to do that. Sorry, the game froze. But as you can see, it's got the gear got me, so that is good enough for me for now. The biggest thing I focus on is trying to keep the resistance up. Right now we have fire resist capped, cold resist capped, lightning resist capped, and poison resist capped. So that's really what I concern myself with as far as gear goes. 60% is the cap. So anything over it, it's fine to go over, but this really doesn't do anything. The cap is at 60. Now there are skills that can, or passives rather, that can be spec'd into to let you go above the cap. Like you'll see fire resist is at 63 because passives, which we'll get into. For this build, I went primary attack and trick shot. I did use vanish and ignite and flame volley, and then preparation, ring of flame, and earth enchantment. And so that's what my character looks like with all the buffs and flame volley up. And then, of course, if you come back here, I was thinking one of the buffs might have had some resistance. So, as far as attribute points for this character, again, it's the Ashstalker. Ashstalker is rogue and earth. I did put a few points into vigor, not too many, but pretty much agility and might. I tried to balance them out as I went. The reason for this is because sometimes you run into a bow that is agility, and sometimes you run into a bow that is might. So I tried to just kind of balance it out to keep up with whatever bow I might find. Of course, for this build I was using a bow. Now, for divinity I have both earth and maxed out to get to right now. So 18 points of divinity left over at 40. To start out with, let's go 4. 4 is where you will find dodge, you will find barrier, primary attack 1 and 2. Now, to start off with, I always put 1 point in distance for dodge and 1 point in invigorating guard for barrier. Like, I try to do that as early as possible, and then I never really look at these two again. Of course you can, there's some really great stuff in here, but for the most part that's really the 2 things I do. Invigorating guard will give you pretty much another health potion, so it's worth taking, and the distance, it can be nice for when a boss does a dive onto you. Sometimes that extra distance helps get you far enough away from the boss, so that's why I choose distance, but the other one's really good as well. Now, primary attack, I went ahead and maxed this out, 17 points. I put 3 in tailwind, 3 in volley, and then 1 in fire explosion. With Ashstalker we were going fire, so fire explosion. Well, that's my primary attack. As far as rogue goes, I was also using trick shot. Trick shot is very good, and I only have 6 points in trick shot, and 1 in enhanced damage, 1 in interrupt, 1 in enhanced crit hit, and 1 in ranged weapon. This interrupt is very, very nice for when you come across an enemy that's healing, or those crabs that are spitting at you. This interrupt is very handy, so if you're gonna take trick shot, I highly recommend putting just 1 point in interrupt. You don't really have to worry about any more points in there. 1 point should be fine, especially this early in the game. Let's see, and I do have 10 points in preparation. Preparation is a buff, and you can put in venom on it, on your weapon, and it grants you poison. If you have it on a bow, you'd be shooting poison arrows. For me personally, with this build, I grabbed it for Trailblazer. I put 3 points in here. Conservation is nice because it takes away how much energy is being reserved for this buff. So with 1 point it's only minus 20, but you can put more points in if you feel you need to. And then I also put 2 points into enhanced critical hits, and that's how I have preparation for the build. I went to 4 points in Vanish. Vanish is great. It's very nice. I put 1 point in enhanced critical hits and 2 points in burst of speed, because that speed is great. Any way to get points into movement speed is something I always recommend. I think movement speed is great. As far as our passives, this section over here is the passives. For deft hands, I have 12 points. I chose attack and cast speed and critical hit chance. For this one, accuracy, I have 12 points, and I took critical hit chance and critical damage. For the second row, I went ahead and put 6 points in feats, and it just took the movement skill cooldown speed. And then on the top row, I went ahead and got volatile action, and this has all the points, burn chance, and the fire damage, because with earth we're dealing fire, so that's why those two. And then in earth, we don't grab anything down here. We go up to the second tier. We have 8 points in earth and goes 1 fire imbuement, 2 conservation, meaning minus 40 energy reserve, and then 1 earth enchantment. So that's, I did that. Then we come over to this one. I put 17 points in flame volley. I went 2 in orbit, 3 in enhanced element, and 3 in fast projectiles. Then for the top row, I have, for ignite, I have 3 points. Fire explosion, poly trigger. This ignite is really good, and really 3 points was enough. And you might, instead of putting too many points in here, might rather take and put more points in ignite. I was just wanting to see this one. That's the reason I did it this way. But I would, if you want, the better option is probably to go with ignite rather than flame volley. And then for ring of flame, I have 15 points, and I put 1 point in permanency, 3 points in weakening heat, and 5 points in blazing. And so that is skills I chose for the Ashstalker in earth. And then again, here's the earth passives. Bottom row, I took arcane abundance with 8 points, regen and energy. that helps quite a bit. The second row, Earth Attunement, I put 6 points in here. And then I chose Weapon. And then moving on, Earth Affliction, another 6 points in here. And I chose Ailment Chance. Earth Wielder, I put the 8 points in here, attack damage and critical hit chance. And then for the top, I put 8 points in combustion, which I chose chance and damage. And combustion, in my opinion, if you're going Earth, just rush to get combustion. Grab it as fast as you can. In my opinion, it is really good for every build that you're gonna play Earth with. And then I also put 9 points into Magma Shell and got fire resistance. At the time I needed fire resistance, so that's why I took this one. You could also get fire retaliation, but I'm not doing anything with overload at the moment, so fire resistance fine. So that's what my Ashstalker looks like at level 40, and it's a pretty fun build. It's a very strong. There's many ways to play it, but my favorite weapon in the game is a bow, so I make a lot of builds with bow. So I hope you enjoyed this little overview of Ashstalker, and else I think I covered this build. So again, I'm one. I hope you enjoy, and I hope that we're having fun in Titan Quest 2 and the story and journey that it's about to bring.
If you need good stuff,
I'm very excited for, so I shall see you next time.